resulted in a cycle which sparked the land. Buffaloes were crashed. The land was hit by the demon. Lives lost. Their goods were demolished. They stumbled upon their hopes. Only to find themselves fleed away by the East India Company. So they had to move with what they had left, reclaiming their lives, forgetting the past, seeking a new future, a new land, and their final destination well above the sea level. This journey marks the beginning of This denotes the overall ground cover of our region, in which Thondiyarbet makes up most of it, with a population of 1 lakh, with a total area of 3 square kilometers. This region denotes the harbour, vast spread industries on the north, followed by incidental grid planned housing, after which an area with linear threads of roads and settlements. The extent of the southern region comprises of the cemetery along with the mixed use housing and congested coolie houses. They present various interesting types of roads and pathways. With that in mind, harbour. Harbour hosts a crowd of retailers from around the city limits to buy fish as they freshly deport into the harbour. During this time of the day, the fishes are sold in quantities of baskets. The freshly bought fishes are carried by coolies or labourers to their respective region of sale. Business people from restaurants purchase here because of its lower price comparatively. The dealings are generally done in bulk. Various types of fishes are caught by fishermen during their brief time in the ocean, ranging from 2 days to a full week, and exported accordingly. The harbour looks fuzzy, with crowds and boats bursting in and out. One cannot miss to notice the raw beauty of sunrise amidst the brightly lit sky and the boats of the harbour. Such beauty dethrones all the other assets. Wide range of trawler and gillnet boats are employed in order to supply the heavy demand. Though these mechanized fishing does not do any good but damage the natural ecosystem, clearly demand and supply seems to be their priority. Every day, wide range of fishes are being caught, displayed, sold and exported. Crowds gather daily into a place of wide range of markets and unloading of fishes, prawns, crabs, etc., where they are being displayed and sold. At 11 am, though, a place so filled with people becomes a very mild activity area. Every morning, auctions are being held. Usually for the bigger fishes. Apart from the fishermen, lot more variety of people revolve around the functions of the harbour. And for the fishermen, the harbour seems to be a part of their livelihood than just a workplace. And it acts as any space the people of the harbour want it to be. To work, to relax, or to eat, or even sleep. Fishes, when exported in large quantities, requires large quantities of dry ice. Ice plants are located between the harbour and the Ennore High Road. This supporting industry requires large quantities of fresh water provided by the Metro Water Services. Export of fishes to far off distances requires fish and ice to be layered one after the other before loading onto the trucks. Due to increase in demand, the Casimiro fishing harbour was expanded in 2014. With all such developments in order, there is always a question of sanitation. Individuals of various age groups are to be found spending time at the harbour. Even the kittens get their daily dose of protein supplies. Then, to the south of the harbour is the Casimiro fishing market, where fresh fishes caught using smaller crafts and catamarans are sold in display. Placement of the harbour. The settlements around the harbour should seem to be fitting right in context. Let's take a look. The two main roads, namely Tiruvattiur High Road and the Ennur High Road, make the boundaries of our region on the west and the east respectively. Since the Ennur High Road lies between the settlements and the harbour, cause a lot of people and container lorry movements into the harbour. This leads to traffic and accidents. This region also comprises the commercial and the fish allied activities. Meanwhile, the Tiruvattiur High Road, with ongoing work for the Washermanpet Metro, cause major traffic during peak hours. This region mainly consists of commercial with few residences. When we take a closer look at the northmost zone, there are two different typologies of industries. And also a bus depot. Then towards the south of the industries, we find a series of roadside markets aiding the residences within. Ranging from fruits, vegetables, groceries, to hot and tasty vadas. Habib Ahmed Fish Market also sells meat, is found in this region. Eases residents of this area by bringing the fishes closer rather than going to the main market. This place picks up slowly from the morning and reaches high crowds during the day. Moving on to the next zone, we find housing typologies of fishing colonies. This is their main source of occupation in their community. Meanwhile, in the next zone, we find housing colonies where the clothes are hung between two different houses. That is a scene of significant community environment. The major green space in our region is the space taken up by the long existing cemetery. There are three separate cemeteries for religious, Hindu, Muslim and Christianity. In the congested housing areas, the pathways are as small as 2 feet in width. The other parts of this zone, leaving behind housing and commercial, are some industries producing metalworks such as welding, shape cutting, and even produce nails and stainless steel utensils for mass export. We also find a wood depot which produces wood for various needs of the community. The southernmost zone of our region consists of housing and multi-use buildings. The avenues are generally wide, aiding heavy vehicle access. The Thiruvetriyur side of the area beholds a 10-story apartment. Along its side, an Apollo hospital. Adding to that, we find a communicable disease hospital set up by the British and not fully functional right now. This provides space for various illegal activities. As this region falls right beside the harbour, fishing colonies are found. These G+3 brick masonry structures have ample pathways and no access to the roof. This eventually made people to tie clotheslines between the buildings and dry clothes above the pathways. With all being said, basic infrastructure of primary schools, clinics, and spiritual places make the place more independent, and as a community, tackling problems from within. Kasimedu, why, even Thondayarpet and Royapuram at present times are known for its vigorous acts of crime and violence, and the fisherman community. But less we know about the caliber of people residing inside with occupation and intent.